Hello everyone. This is going to be a light and easy video, and it's going to be about myths and legends and also astrological glyphs and their meaning, certain aspects in karmic astrology. And the reason or the occasion is the fact that Juno, the third asteroid, is leaving Pisces and entering Aries on the 13th of January. So who was Juno? Jupiter's wife, of course. And if we look at Jupiter himself, you will see that, of course, his Greek counterpart is Zeus. Now, if we look at the Greek gods, and usually the astrological objects are named after the Roman version, except for Pallas Athena, for instance, who is actually the named after her usual self in Greek mythology. But let's take a look at Zeus and Hera. Zeus is the sixth child of Saturn, Kronos, and he's the only one who was not getting swallowed by his father. So he was hidden away. And the nymph is bringing him up. He doesn't know first that he's a god, and when he realizes it, then he vows to free his sisters and brothers, which he does. This is a very interesting thing that Hestia, the oldest daughter, is swallowed first, and Hera, the youngest daughter, is swallowed last. But when Zeus frees them, Hera comes out first. So she becomes, from the last, she turns out to be the first. And she's the one who marries his brother Zeus and becomes the chief goddess. And what are they like? Well, if you compare the Greek gods to their Roman counterparts, you will see that perhaps the Greeks are much more similar to human beings. They are jealous, they are vindictive, they are sometimes really stupid. They do all kinds of really nasty things as well, and just like we humans. And the only thing that distinguishes them from us is that they are everlasting. They have eternal life. Of course, when we forget them, they cease to exist. Just this is exactly what's happening to Roman Christian Catholic faith, unfortunately, here in Europe. So we people can effectively kill gods just by our ignorance or by our disregard. Anyhow, so let's get back to the story of Jupiter and Juno. So if you take a look at their myths, either the Hera Zeus story or the Juno Jupiter story, they're really the same. What's happening is that they have a marriage contract, and what is not immediately obvious, perhaps, but the fact remains that Jupiter and Juno have equal power. They have equal power, and the marriage contract is really chaining them together. And this is the problem, the main problem, because of course Hera wants to be faithful, and she's the goddess of the queen of heaven. She's the mother goddess, so she is delivering the children, and she's raising the children, of course, the gods, the Olympian gods. But Zeus, at the same time, is always cheating on her simply because he's bored. Take a look at Sagittariuses, okay, who are ruled by Jupiter. They are enthusiastic, they are playful, they love adventures, they're always lucky, and they always want to be happy and want to have a great time. And then when they are not, they get very bored very easily, and they need constant stimulus. That's exactly what's happening around Jupiter, the god, as well. He needs constant stimulus, and he finds it in different women and sometimes men, of course. We know, for instance, the story of Ganymede. And anyhow, so and in the meanwhile, Juno is, of course, delivering the children and trying to play the role of Queen of Heaven, and she is constantly retaliating. She's trying to bump off the offspring or the rivals. Sometimes she is moving away from the Mount Olympus. Sometimes she moves back. So that's their story. So in karmic astrology, of course, when you see these two celestial objects, because of course Jupiter is a visible planet at the moment, it's quite visible in the night sky. As soon as the sun goes down, you can see it. It's very bright and beautiful. But Juno is the third asteroid, and so it's a prominent figure in karmic astrology. And whenever they have an aspect, Jupiter and Juno, it is about marriage. It is about a sacred marriage contract. If it's a nice aspect, like a trine or a conjunction or a sextile, we call it the marriage in heaven. So let's take a look at, hopefully I will find what I prepared for you. Hold on 1 second, I need to find it. Yes, here it is. Okay, I had too many things on my desktop, unfortunately. So this is, of course, a painting of Juno and Jupiter, or Zeus and Hera. But let's take a look at the glyphs first, because already we can find some interesting features here. If you look at this Jupiter glyph, it really looks like the number 4. But you may know that in symbology, there's a cross of matter, there is the half circle of the soul, and there is the circle of the spirit. And whenever you see these, for instance, in the glyph of Pluto or in the glyph of Mercury, you have all 3. But even with the rest of the planets, you will see 1 or 2 of them, maybe the only, but even with Mars, you have the circle of spirit there. So you can see that they are always there in astrological glyphs. Now, we can say whenever you see a picture or a symbol, whatever is down is the base, and of course there's a hierarchy. The higher up a portion of the glyph or a portion of the drawing is, it's the highest level. So we could say at first glance that here the cross of matter is the basis, and the spiritual portion is ruling the cross of matter. Is it? Take a good look. If it were really ruling, then the half circle of the soul would be on top of the cross of matter. It's not on the top, it's on the left arm of the cross. And this signifies something really important but hidden here, that Jupiter received his power from the feminine side, because the left is always the feminine and also the past. So here the cross of matter gives the basis for the ruling, but the soul, the spiritual energy, is really trying to rule it, but actually is receiving the power from the feminine. We do have a glyph which in which the half circle of the soul is really ruling the cross of matter, and that's Ceres, the first asteroid, which is no longer an asteroid. It is already a dwarf planet, equal in status, astronomical status, with Pluto. And I'm just laughing because I would love to be there when someone who had demoted Pluto receives his Pluto, some sort of Pluto transit. Anyhow, so that's Jupiter. So let's take a look at Juno. Here you see there's also the cross of matter and the flower on top. But of course, if you look at it, first of all, this is an 8-pointed star, and it could be linked to chaos, to the chaos wheel, so to speak, like in chaos magic. But in astrology, this is the glyph for the sextile, and the sextile is always about reconciliation, helping each other. It's nice potentials. And actually, that's exactly what this glyph is talking about. And This sextile energy is ruling the crust of matter, signifying that Juno is really the wife, the partner, who can actually rule matter by becoming the partner herself, by offering a partnership. Okay, and if we take a look at January the 13th, this is the moment when Juno is moving into Aries. A couple of, maybe 2 weeks ago, Jupiter was moving into but it was still last year, of course, because we are at the beginning of January, but Jupiter also left Pisces and moved into Aries. And I made a video on the Aries point and any cardinal 0 points, how they are important. Of course, they are very important because they are the 2 solstices and equinoxes. So every time any planet or celestial object moves into either the Aries point or any of the cardinal zeros, that's always a very significant moment. But Juno not just doesn't only do this, but as it moves into Aries, and by the time you probably watch this video, it probably has already moved. But anyhow, so it's happening around sometime around in the mid-morning GMT, depending on where you are situated. By the end of the day, Juno will definitely be in Aries and moving up to a conjunction with Jupiter. The conjunction will be exact on the 21st, which is the Aquarius new moon, which is very interesting. So definitely interesting space-time moment. It's studied with stars, really. So it's a very interesting new moon. The new moon itself will be in Altair. Anyhow, so in the next week or so, Juno will be coming to an exact conjunction with Jupiter. They are already conjunct at this very moment. And it signifies some sort of maybe reconciliation in a marriage or in a partnership. Jupiter's orbital period is 12 years. Juno's orbital period is about 4 years. So Juno is the faster. And so it will come near and near Jupiter until the final conjunction. At the same time, Black Moon Lilith, which is the empty focal point in the Earth-Moon ellipsis, and in the Lilith myth, it's the third turning point of the story, so to speak, when Lilith decides to go back to the Garden of Eden, and she has work to do there because Eve is being manufactured by Yahweh. It's the second wife, of course, who is not given a soul and who is not a creation. It's a manufactured item or entity. And Lilith feels obliged to go back there and teach her, give her a soul and teach her the feminine ways. So in Karmic Astrology, Black Moon Lilith denotes perseverance, determination, also clairvoyance, the fact that I will persevere, I will go back and I will do what I need to do. So the moment Juno enters Aries, she is already making a trine with Black Moon Lilith. And as you know, a trine itself is denoting harmony and being blessed and a very easy flowing aspect. And fire is the element of transformation. So this is a moment in time where you can actually change or alter or rectify your marriage, your partnership, with the help of the Black Moon Lilith, which is simply the willingness to do the right thing. And then Jupiter gives you hope, enthusiasm, luck, and willingness to grow. And maybe Jupiter and Juno gives you the chance to grow together. Thank you for listening and good luck with it. Bye-bye.